into the new year with holiday hoops action from around the region as we jam with the Rock and play Beat Clock next on the Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show.
The Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show.
He's going down the right side.
Today's show is brought to you by the Baltimore area Toyota dealers, Best Buy, Dick's Sporting Goods, Geico, and Papa John's.
Happy New Year and welcome to the Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show. I'm Jerry Bembry, sports writer with the Sun. After time off for the holidays, the winter sports season was back in full swing last week. We started the West Unsale Holiday Tournament. Going in, Lake Clifton was undefeated and ranked 4th by the Baltimore Sun, but the Lakers faced a tough opening round opponent in 16th-ranked Milford Mill. Let's take a look at the highlights.
Trying to get a read on whether the Millers of Milford Mill could run with the Lakers of Lake Clifton at the 13th annual West Unseld Tournament at Catonsville Community College was up in the air throughout the first half. It was filled with action. Lake Clifton 4-0 on the season would momentarily relying on the strength of Javis Wiggins. He'd sink 15 on the night. The Millers, though, would answer right back as Richard Johnson gives a nice feed to Cad Mickens at the stripe for the J and the deuce. Derwin Butler keeps the Millers on top most of the first half with strong drives to the bucket, including this sweet move. He finished the contest with 16. But the Lakers, known for their defense and fast breaks, were never far behind. Andre Mazzone starts to heat up. He'll glide through the paint, and Ed Smith of the Millers is just trying to keep his team from losing their cool. Smooth as ice, says Richard Johnson. He'll take the Rock through the lane for this reverse pivot through the net. It'll put the Millers on top by 5 at the half. The Millers would keep pressure on again at the start of period number 3. Derwin Butler once again drives the lane for this finger roll. But the Lakers' Andre Mazzone would take control of the game. He scored 15 of his game-high 19 points in the second half, including 9 in the fourth quarter. Mazzone also connected on 6 of 6 free throws from the line. The game was tied twice in the fourth before the Lakers opened things up with a 7-0 run in the beginning of the fourth, followed by a 9-2 run near the end of the game. Dale Bird will get a 16-point performance and seal the W. The Lakers cruise to a 12-point victory over the Millers.
Now let's take a look at some tournament results on the Geico Direct scoreboard.
Number 2, St. Mary's entered the Twibo Invitational Christmas Tournament looking for their 9th straight win over a tough Largo Lion team who came in with a roar. Senior guard Emily Lipton put the Saints on the board with 2 of her 18, but Tamara Barnes' drive to the bucket shows why the Lady Lions 7-0 are ranked 10th in the D.C. metro area. 6'3" center Candace Sutton mastered control on the inside for Largo as she deposits 2 of her game-high 30 points into the bank, and Barnes sinks this jumper for the 3 en route to her 16-point finish. And it continued all Lions in the opening half as Sutton sparked a 14-2 run near the end of the first quarter. Maria Smear, who had 18 on the night, pulled the Saints to within 12 by halftime. But it was clear the Saints' battle was all uphill. Defense was the name of the game in period 3 as Terry Dance sets up some good teamwork and finishing touches by Smear along with the foul helped shrink the 19-point deficit, and the Saints were marching their way back into the contest. The Toby McIntyre to Emily Lipton combination pulled St. Mary's to within 9, and this turnaround move by Daniels cut the Lion lead to 5. And when this left-handed layup by Daniels tied the score, the Saints fans thought a miracle comeback was possible. Sutton, however, was fouled with 15 seconds to go in the game and sunk 1 of her free throws to give the Lions a 1-point lead. With time expiring, Felicia Holloway tries to bank this one home off the glass, but doesn't go, leading to a wild score. Somehow, Maria Smear finds them, puts the shot up as tip off, and sinks the bucket for a remarkable come-from victory for St. Mary's at the buzzer.
The 20th annual Arundel Holiday Wrestling Tournament featured 14 state-ranked wrestlers and 12 teams from Anne Arundel, Howard, Carroll, and Baltimore counties, along with Baltimore City. And the action was non-stop throughout the contest, and most of it was directed at top-ranked Curly, who finished with a school record 8 winners and 10 finalists. Here, Curly's Pat Curran, ranked number 2 at state, wins his 171-pound contest, while River Hill standout Brandon Lauer continues his impressive win streak with his 46th straight high school victory. He moves his record to 14-0 this season. The big event of the evening featured Curly's Paul Betcher. He overcame a 5-0 deficit to score a 12-5 win over Mike Muller of South Carroll and become Curly's first 4-time invitational champion. Curly takes the first place prize in the tournament with a total of 238 points for the two-day event. Congratulations, guys.
We're at Cap City Classic Annapolis. That's where Oakland and Annapolis faced off in Dick's Sporting Goods' big game of the week. It's next on the Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show. With everyone back on the Annapolis boys basketball team, the running Panthers should be contenders for the Class 4A state title. Oakland Mills has also put together a talent team, making the Scorpions contenders for the Class 1A title. Third-ranked Annapolis and 14th-ranked Oakland Mills met in the Capital City Classic in Dick's Sporting Goods' big game of the week. Before we go out to David Goldman at the game, let's look at this week's classroom stars. First, from Oakland Mills, we salute senior forward Joe Ellis, who sports a 3.2 grade point average. And from Annapolis, we tip our hat to Joseph Feldman, a junior guard who's earned a 3.9 GPA.
There was plenty of talent on hand at the Capital City Classic as the 14th-ranked Oakland Mills Scorpions traveled to 3rd-ranked Annapolis. The running Panthers playing host in their holiday tournament, and right out of the gate running is what they did. Marcus Hill starts off the drive with the block. He'll send it to Travis Foster, who finishes at the other end. Moments later, it's Neal himself down the lane for 2 more, and the Panthers indeed are on the move. Then Oakland Mills puts on the pressure, and Annapolis cuts right through it. Karan Belt gets it to Marcus Neal, who does rest. And once Annapolis just a step quicker off the Oakland Mills miss, the Panthers run the fast break to perfection. Annapolis pounced out to a 16-6 lead. The Mill would open up for business in the second quarter. Senior Julian Barfield's runner cuts the Annapolis lead down to 3. And Oakland Mills showed it could run the floor as well. Davon Smith delivers it to Robert Roche. This time, Smith will do the shooting and scoring himself, hitting the three-pointer with a foul in the process with a rare 4-point play. The Scorpions' defensive bite was just as nasty. The pressure D forces the Panther turnover, and Anthony Breland denies Marcus Neal 2 more. But Annapolis would get it together and take a 10-point halftime lead into the locker. This 3 by Marcus Johnson gives the Panthers the 44-34 advantage as time ran out in the first half. The second half would belong to Annapolis. This beautiful teamwork play sets up Travis Foster for the easy layup. The running game would check back in as well. Karan Belt scoops a pair home. And who needs Tim Hardaway when Marcus Neal plays crossover like that? 56-41 Annapolis. The Mill would attempt a run late in the third with 4 quick points from Murray Graves. First on the 8-foot turnaround. Then the finger roll would cut the lead back to 11. But a 3 from Thomas Hawkins gives Annapolis more room. Hawkins would finish with a game-high 27 points. Anthony Breland is back on center stage with the two-handed slam, but every time the Panthers had the answer. Hawkins would find the hoop for 3 more. Then Hawkins finds Marcus Neal. Then Karan Belt finds the hoop. And Thomas Hawkins comes into focus for a deuce. It's smiles all around for the Annapolis Panthers, who win it 83-67.
Just play hard, go out and play hard. I mean, we've been used to playing with each other, so it's just clicking, you know what I mean?
All the guys out on the floor started last year, so this is their second year, even though they've got a year left. They got a lot of experience. They played a lot of close games last year. They got to go to College Park and play in that atmosphere, so they don't play like juniors.
Annapolis looked impressive in their 16-point victory over Oakland Mills. They never trailed in this ball game, and with just 1 senior in the starting lineup, the Panthers have a lot to look forward to this season and next. I'm Dave Goldman for the Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show.
A year ago, the Arundel wrestling team loaded with seniors won the Class 3A 4A state tournament championship. Despite this being a rebuilding year, Arundel is currently number 3 in the Baltimore Sun rankings. For keeping the Wildcats among this area's elite wrestling teams, we salute Buddy Hepburn, our Toyota Coach of the Week.
I believe in doing things the right way, and I live by principles. And that's how I coach, and that's the way I teach.
And Buddy Hepburn has stuck to those principles at Arundel High for the past 27 years. He's a phys ed teacher and ex-football coach who demands a lot from his students. But those demands bring results, including 2 state championships the past 2 years. Not to mention the positive changes he sees in his kids.
First thing I say to any team that I've ever coached is, what I want you to do first is be a man. And what I mean by that, it's hard. You're working with young kids, from 15-year-old to 18, maybe even a 19-year-old. But the point is, if they can put away the little childish things and take on responsibilities, then become an asset for the team. The next thing I ask them to do is to put the team first, yourself second. And that's pretty hard to do. Of course, the number one thing is, of course, your family comes first, and then, of course, your schoolwork. But then when you're on the team, you've got to be a member. And that's the main thing I stress. And this comes down, not only with wrestling, it comes down, can you get to class on time? Can you behave yourself? Can you do the extra studying? Can you do the extra running? Can you do a proper diet? And all these little things tie in. And if we get that, then we're going to be successful. And they're going to be successful, and we're going to be successful in life.
Congratulations, Buddy Hepburn. Now let's meet some of the area's best student athletes.
It's the best star players of the week on the Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show.
Each week, Toyota and the Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show will recognize outstanding male and female athletes of the week. Today's winners are Stephanie Manford of the Falston basketball team. The senior forward had 26 points in a recent upset of Liberty. And Baymon Dennis of the Hammond wrestling team. Dennis recently established a school record for career victories. We salute Stephanie and Baymon, the Toyota Athletes of the Week.
One of our goals is to prove to everybody else that we're a capable team, because a lot of people underestimated us at the beginning of the season, but I think even now we're coming together as a team and showing a lot of people that we can do things that they didn't expect that we could.
Going beyond expectations comes natural to Falston senior standout Stephanie Manfra. This all-county forward is helping put the Cougars on the map this season with her consistent inside play, most notably against number 15 Liberty last week. Quite an accomplishment for a young athlete who missed her entire sophomore season with a career-threatening knee injury.
After I tore my ACL, that was kind of like a big downfall, and after that, I worked so hard to try and get back. Like, my junior year, I tried so hard to get back into my game, and luckily I did. I mean, it was so frustrating to be out for a whole entire season and then have to come back, go through the physical therapy, which was painful.
Last year, she played somewhat tentatively the first half of the year, but you could see her confidence grow as the season went on. And this year, she's so composed out on the court, generally, or genuine leader out on the court as well. If not vocally, certainly by example.
I thought I'd never come back and play even close to how I played before, but I feel that I came back and played better and proved to everybody that you can overcome things, and not necessarily on the basketball court, but off the basketball court. I think that sunk in and means something to me now.
We congratulate Stephanie for her courageous comeback, along with her play last week as our Toyota Female Athlete of the Week.
For our Male Athlete Award this week, we traveled to Hammond High, home of state champion Golden Bears, to meet last season's state champ, Baymon Dennis. But to our surprise, Baymon wasn't home. He was off traveling this holiday season in Connecticut. Family stuff, they said. We just think he was avoiding us, right, Coach?
They didn't want to go on TV. He was afraid that he'd break the lens camera if he appeared. No, he went to Connecticut to visit his family, I think.
Sure, Coach, we believe you. What we also believe is that Baymon is one of the top wrestlers in this state. He recently tackled his 109th career victory, shattering Hammond's school record. And he became the school's first non-senior state champ. He holds 2 Howard County titles and has helped Hammond to 3 1A, 2A state titles, including last year's tournament crowns.
He comes out, he's always a guaranteed win, always willing to give up. He gives up a spot so someone else can wrestle 130. He's going to wrestle 135 this year. He's a team player. He's very hard worker in the room, good role model.
Just not a television model for our purposes. But we congratulate Baymon Dennis anyway for his outstanding performance last week and honor him as our Toyota Male Athlete of the Week.
Our highlight reel this week features drives to the bucket. This one by Oakland Mills' Davon Smith, who meets with rejection from Marcus Neal of Annapolis. This glide through the lane proves more successful for Milford Mills' Derwin Butler, who touches nothing but net. How about this crossover beauty from Emily Lipton of St. Mary's? Or this power move inside by Lake Clifton's Javis Wiggins, who says, "See you guys." But nothing topped this beauty this week as the Panthers' Marcus Neal takes the outlet pass and puts this one up for Marcus Johnson, who grabs the rock at the rim and brings it on home to earn our praise as the Best Buy Outstanding Play of the Week. Our Best Buy Best Cheer this week comes courtesy of the Lady Bruins of Broadneck. Take it away.
When we come back, we'll meet this week's Papa John's featured student athlete. Don't go away. Welcome back. If you're like most basketball fans, you've probably never heard of Tamir Academy, which means you've probably never heard of one of this area's emerging stars, Tamir Goodman. Playing at the Orthodox Jewish School, Goodman has been putting up numbers that are impressive on any level. Let's meet Tamir Goodman, the Papa John's featured student athlete. Welcome to Tamir Academy, an Orthodox Jewish school where the days are long, the academic demands heavy. It's the home of one of Baltimore's rising basketball stars. His name is Tamir Goodman, and he is a basketball player, even though some fans don't think he looks like one.
They call me Howdy Doody. Keith Van Horn from the Nets. They told me I looked like a ghost because I was so pale, you know. Any name you could possibly think of, you know. Once the game started, it took me a couple possessions and, you know, start getting, you know, crossover here and there, some passing, and all of a sudden, like, oh, he could play a little bit. My teammates started respecting me more, and a couple people, like, recognized me. Oh, he was down at Edmonton, he was down here. Then by the end of the game, I'm like, oh my God, man, when he playing next, when this? I'm like, oh, I did it, yeah.
Even Merlin assistant coach Bill Hahn has become a fan, and why not? Tamir averages better than 31 points a game, 8 assists, and 7 rebounds.
My expectations are so high, whereas everyone else is like, oh, you did so good with the pressure. I'm kind of like, I could have done better, and it's tough. I'm not saying it's easy, so hopefully I just mature to the point where I can just go out and let my body do what it knows to do already instead of thinking so much.
Before Tamir arrived, Tamir would attract 20, maybe 25 people for home games. Now in this dark gym with no bleachers, the school attracts more than 300 fans.
The whole Jewish community, you know, I kind of have them on my shoulders right now, and it's very tough, but I kind of just go out and do what I'm supposed to do, and normally the best comes out of it.
I'm more proud of the fact that he's becoming a great person, but growing into a great man. Like, to be honest with you, he handles everything with the, I'm not sure I deserve it attitude.
I can remember Orthodox players going through what I'm going through now. And I'm going to try to represent the Jewish people as best as I can, knowing that I'm first or one very rare one.
Well, that's it for this week. Thanks for watching the Baltimore Sun High School Sports Show. We'll be back again next week. Don't forget to read the Sun tomorrow for coverage of today's Maryland-Duke basketball game. And don't forget to read the Sun every day for comprehensive coverage of local high school sports. I'm Jerry Bembry, sports writer with the Sun. Until next Sunday, have a great school week ahead.
Our Prep Athlete Awards are courtesy of Larry Beck, the Trophy King.